J52336. At the beginning of your staff ID, there's a letter. That letter tells us when you were hired. So if you were hired recently, you have a K ID. I was hired a few months back, so I have a J ID. It just goes up. So don't worry too much about that. The next number is yeah. Next number is a 5. That indicates my priority. So there's no 5 line. Technically this is the 5 line, but actually this one's the 5 line, but they've messed this all up. So say I had a 4 there, I would go in the 4 line, 3 line, 1 line, 2 line. I just did that without order on purpose, definitely 1 out of 10. LRs you can go up to priority 4, and MRs, if you become an MR, you can automatically go up to priority 5. That doesn't mean you automatically get higher priority because if you're driving 6, you go in here. If your staff ID is random, so i.e. not the one you picked during your application, that's because it was already taken and a random one would be assigned for you. All right, dispatch window, which I've already somewhat gone over, is how you get what role you're doing during a run. So at every run, you'll line up in the window indicated by your priority number, which again is the first number in your staff ID. And the run host will give you a run in chat. So for instance, if I asked for a bus, the run host would put the bus number, the route I would start on, and where I would start on that route. So for instance, I would take bus 4200 on the 42, starting at Forsythia. I would go out here, get in my bus, and wait to be let out by the run host or the run co-host. And lastly, LR quota is just 1 run a cycle. A cycle is half a month. So any questions on that section? All right. And if I'm going too fast, just tell me. So yes, 2 runs a month. A cycle is half a month, so you have to have 1 run every half a month. Yeah. All right, speed limits for driving a bus. You'll have a little GUI at the bottom. This is just built in Roblox until we get an actual GUI. If you want an actual GUI, you can go to our partner, YTC. They have a GUI in testing right now, so that's kind of cool. The speed limit is so at yards or at terminals. So a terminal is like MC, MD. That would be gear 1, and that's 32 studs per second. When you're around a construction zone, so that was like when MD was being reconstructed, you would go gear 2 or 64 studs per second. When you're not in a terminal, yard, or around a construction zone, so i.e. whenever you're in service and not in anywhere special, the speed limit's gear 3 or 96 studs per second. Do not exceed gear 3 when you're driving. We don't do gear 4 when deadheading here, so don't do it. Traffic laws, we follow Ontario traffic laws in Fairview, so that means you can do a right on red, but you must come to a complete stop before doing so. And there's none on line H, but I would like to point this out. If you ever go on Rory, I think there's some signs that say no right on red. It's just a cross with an arrow saying you can't go right on red. You have to always drive on the right-hand side of the road. You cannot overtake buses unless they're AFK with hazards on. Use your blinkers when turning, so turning left, use your left blinker. Turning right, use your right blinker. Gear 3 when deadheading, do not skip rights while deadheading. Deadheading means you're going somewhere and not in service. Directional chevrons, which I have none. Let me go get one. Let's go get one. Hello, 21 Hintsborn. So we don't use 21 Hintsborn, so that's why I'm going to be taking it for me. Hello, 21 Hintsborn. Come over here. It went to oblivion. Oh no. Where'd it go? Oh no. That's why I get someone else to do this for me. Signs in this game do not like me. Alright, let's pull you this way. This all explain one thing. Oh, god damn it. I got respawned by the tracks. Where did the sign go? Oh no, I lost it. Great start. Alright. So there are the little floaty things in the sky with route numbers on them that point towards a certain direction. You'll just see them. Sometimes on the IH clockwise and counterclockwise shuttle, they have a different design, but they still mean the same thing. So if they're pointing a direction, you go that direction. If you do not see one, assume straight. So like obviously, I don't think so. At the 21 sign, if you're not on 21, head straight. Any questions on that? Besides my little fuck up. All right. Passenger loading and unloading. Only stop at roadside bus stop if a passenger requested, or if there's a passenger present at a stop. Second, when approaching a stop and while at a stop, turn on your hazards. A lot of people fail because they miss their blinkers or hazards. Make sure you do. Lastly, if you're only boarding passengers, you only open your doors if there's a passenger present. So if you do see someone running up, just open your doors and wait for them. Just if there's no one there, keep your door shut, even when you're at a red light. Where was I? Lastly, if you're only boarding passengers, so no one's getting off, only people getting on, only open the front door. If a passenger stop requested, open the front and rear doors. Because opening the front door will clear the stop requested indicator, and that will cause people to be able to do it again. On the terminal procedure, so at each end of the route, park at the bus bay assigned to your route. So if you're on the H shuttle, that would be HN and 80th East. HN at each end of the route, stay there for 2 minutes unless otherwise stated. So at Forsythia, if you're on the 31, I think it says 3 minutes. When stopped in a bus bay, have your hazards on. When you're stopped at bus terminal, not terminating at, so i.e. like you're continuing on, stop for around 15 to 30 seconds. So like a non-terminating terminal is MC if you're on the INH shuttle. Always open your front door at terminals regardless of a passenger being present or not. Lastly, only open your rear doors at terminal if a passenger has stop requested or you're going not in service and passengers need to get off. Any questions on that? And for the practice of this training, your layover at each end of the terminals may be lowered by me, i.e. you will be lowered because to get this keep on moving, we make it so you don't have to wait the full 2 minutes. Now the demotable offenses. So these are the things you don't want to do. So the following things can get you taken off a run in most extreme cases: employee strike or suspension, so I don't do them. Doing operator misconduct, such as not following speed limits, running red lights, not stopping for passengers at a stop, or stop request is caught. Being disrespectful to anyone, that includes passengers when they're in the chat. Also, I'd like to point something out. You guys are not mods. Even I can't moderate people in the in-game chat, so actually I can, but that's actually not my job because I'm a trainer. That's more the run host's job. So yeah. Third, trolling inside and outside of Fairview Transit. Outside actions can get you yelled at in here too, so don't be stupid outside of Fairview. Trespassing on tracks and restricted areas, i.e. when MD was being reconstructed, you couldn't go inside. Don't try to get inside anywhere like that. Good example is the new extension being built behind us. Don't go over there. And since none of you are RT, just note that if you ever do become an RT, operator demotable offenses from the subway still apply to you. Any questions? Alright, come with me and we're gonna hop in the buses. And we'll explain controls and a few other things while we're at that. So I'll tell you bus numbers, so just hang on for a second once we get to the buses we will be using today. Actually, I know them on the top of my head. Jonathan, you're going to be in the Rosa Parks bus, i.e. 4555, and that one Soul, you're going to be in the 4547. So to start your bus, press Z. Then once you hear that popping, press Z once more. Alright, on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a button called the desk system. If you click on that now, and a bigger menu will come out. So for the practice of this train, we're going to be using not in service, which is code 1000. Press desk A, then type in 1000, then press enter. If you ever need to refer to codes, they are available in useful links. Always make sure your codes are set to not in service when you're not in service, so i.e. when you're exiting yards. Can't keep the sorry not in service sign on. So usually the reverse codes are 0 and then the route number. Though on the Line H shuttle, it's special, it's A and B. Today you guys are going to be operating the Ferry 1, but I want to keep your guys' sign set to not in service. You will still be picking up passengers as you go along though. So, yeah, we do fake passenger tests, so you still gotta pick up passengers. You're not, fuck, I closed my script. Alright. Alright, on the more controls, C is your parking brake, so Charlie, press that now. This must be on to open your rear doors. Use the kneel function and deploy the ramp. Do not deploy the ramp. The ramp likes to kill buses. J is the interior lights. Your interior lights automatically come on. So, if for whatever reason they're not on, the button you do it is J. You must always have your interior lights when you're in service, so just keep them on. Kilo and Papa, so K and P, are your kneel functions. So K is for lowering the bus and P is for raising the bus. You must hold these functions and you have to have the parking brake enabled. So it takes a second for it to go down, so like you'll notice when it starts to go down. Yep, like that. And to raise it back up, for hold P for a second. There is no such thing as rocket bus. Yeah, we don't have an equivalent of a rocket bus. H is your horn, so E. Q is your left blinker. Press it again and turn it off. E is your right blinker. X are your hazards. Alright. Now on the door controls, M as in, I don't know what M is in the phonetic alphabet, so M is your front door. N is your, is to force open your back door. So, this one. That's to force it open. N as in, November. That's to force it open. Now let me hop in your bus real quick. Alright. Close it. To close it again, you press N once more. B is to unlock it, which means the passenger has to click on door handles. Note when you do this, the doors will automatically close, but they will not automatically lock. So you have to press B once more to relock them. So you notice the lights went off, so that means it's locked now. It is considered driving with doors open if you have the interlock on down here, so make sure you close them. It's up to preference whether you force or unlock the door. So just do whatever you feel like doing. R and T are your HVAC controls, so R is for heating and T is for AC. Up to personal preference which one you use. Alright, so next are your gears. So left bracket is gear down, right bracket is gear up. Those are those controls. So if you go gear down, you'll go in the reverse. If you go gear up, you'll notice your engine changes. You have gears 1 to 6 are your forwards. You have neutral and then you have reverse. Alright. WASD are your movement controls, simple. Any questions on the controls, and don't depart yet. We have a few more things to go over. And if you're wondering, G is the ramp. Do not deploy the ramp ever. It's hella buggy if you don't know how to use it correctly. Alright. Now it's in the general rules when you're operating. Do not spam doors as they may fail. Do not depart. If you have to, you can reverse back into your bay. Do not open your doors while the bus is in motion. Do not deploy the ramp ever. There's no need to stop at every stop unless there's someone waiting or someone wishes to get off. So I use stop request. I will play that on Jonathan's bus now.
Stop requested.
That's what it sounds like.
Please exit through the rear doors.
Open your front door. Be reasonable with controls. So don't abuse the horn. Obviously, don't want to hear a bus screaming down the road with its horn on. You can use your parking brake when your bus is completely stationary. A thing about the parking brake. You can sometimes enable it at 4 or 3 studs per second. If that happens, you'll notice your front wheel continues moving, as if it was in motion. To fix this, you just hop in and out. And remember, you have to have the parking brake to use your doors. Do not attempt to make tight turns while gear 4 or higher. You shouldn't be gear 4 in the first place, so if your bus is getting stuck, make sure your bus is in gear. Reverse it. Try avoiding the area where it got stuck at. Doesn't fix the issue. Hop in and out. And any questions on this section? Alright. It is now time for the driving test. You guys are going to be operating the 31 starting at MD. So, if you could depart, Jonathan, depart first. So follow me out this way. 31. There is no 41. Alright, this way. Sorry, I moved too late, so if you have to, you can reverse and try not to. Nope, you're gonna make it. That one, so you can depart as well. And come out this gate right here. You're gonna take a left and head up towards the gateway at the gate. Yep, just over here. If you have to reverse to what those gas tanks, which you're not. Alright. Yep, just wait at that gate, you're gonna be making a left. Alright, Jonathan, you can actually go. So I want you to wait there for a second just so I can get some gaps. Yeah, so make a left and then make a right. Alright, so you can depart. Make sure you're in gear 3, by the way. Jonathan. Ignore that dummy. Yeah, and when you get to MD, follow the signs for entering MD. So it would be the NH shuttle. MD as in Moral Donnelly. And my great plan for bus gaps has failed. So real quick, let me go over what immediate departure means. It means you just close your doors real quick. You let anyone on that is at the terminal. Jonathan, I'm gonna be making you do that. So once you get into MD, you're gonna be doing immediate departure. Not one, so let him go in front of you while entering MD. And pull into the 31 bay when you get inside. And so since you're not going to be able to get in, you're going to pull into the drop-off bay until the 31 bay is available. Actually, you know what, you got in front, so you're gonna be the one that's doing immediate departure. So Jonathan would pull into the drop-off bay, so and wait for the 31 bay to be open. That's the first bay. Don't worry about this turn. This turn's a pain in the ass. I'll be surprised if you get it. You both did. Usually trainees don't get that. Alright, yeah, so I'll do the immediate departure. Jonathan, I'll be telling you when to depart. Make sure you guys have your hazards on when you're at a bus stop. Yes, that's what departure means. So you would let anyone that was on at the terminal, and then you would immediately leave. And then Jonathan pull into where Sol was in the 31 day, and I'll tell you when to depart. So when you get to Forsyth, you do 30-second layover. "30-second." It says 3 minutes there, actually. Jonathan, no. I'll tell you your times in a second. I'm just trying to get some gaps for another test in a minute. Since I can't have you guys right next to each other while I'm doing the test, since it requires some time. They might have, actually. That's weird. They removed a lot of things when during the shutdown. Well, like most of the stuff got deleted. So if you have rode on RT recently, a Mark 1 that hasn't been refurbished, you notice that there's not a lot of sounds. Yeah, the trains don't have sounds at the moment. At least the not the old Mark 1s, i.e. Atrian Mark 1s. Mark 2s have become available to boosters. Yeah, no, the Mark 2s actually are available to boosters right now. So if you boost the server, you'll get access. You also get access to the Orion 5, which is parked inside the yard. Well, luckily, my boost runs out right before. Alright. Jonathan, you can go ahead to depart, follow signs to the 31. I think they can couple together. Not like in-game, but I think IRL they can couple. Yeah, just do 30-second layover. Like I said, then depart. Ignore the signs that tell you do 3 minutes. Jonathan, when you get to Forsyth, yeah, do 30-second over as well. Since I did the gaps pretty good this time. Also, I'd like to point out, once you get back to Morrow Donnelly, you guys are going to be heading back to the yard, so follow when you get back to Morrow Donnelly, when you're exiting, because I don't think there's time to stay the yard, follow the counterclockwise line H. Yeah, also, I can't do anything about this, but I wouldn't recommend driving in the left lane. Because the steps are on the right-hand side. Did you turn on your parking brake? Yeah. Why is there a quick detector on the front door? Ah, I didn't know there was one. If you like hover out of Roblox for a second, and you've recently clicked on a object, a GUI, it will sometimes say that GUI on the side of your screen. Don't worry about it. Because front doors don't have quick detectors, I don't think. You can't manually open them. That's why when you go ahead, and I like to point this out now as well, when you're in the yard, before you turn off your engine, always open your front doors, because you cannot open your doors when the engine is off. Yeah, so when you get to MD, you're going to be going not in service back to the yard. Follow the counterclockwise shuttle, and there should be signs for the yard once after a while, but if there's not, follow the counterclockwise shuttle, because that takes you to the same place. Yeah, just go AFK once you get to MD. How long is it gonna be taking? How long are you gonna be AFK for? Alright. Jonathan, for whatever reason, if Soul is still in the 31 bay at MD, just go ahead and pull into the drop-off bay. Yeah, so once you get into the MD bus terminal and you're stopped on the 31 bay, go ahead and do whatever you need to do. Oh.
requested. Please exit through the rear doors.
Alright, yeah, just return back to the yard and tell me once you get to the yard. When you get back to the yard, do exit through the first open gate, which will be on your right hand side after coming through the entrance of the yard. And do the NASCAR loop and pull into any bus bay available. Don't worry about curbing in the yard. Because whoever designed the yard did make it not curbable. And Jonathan, you're going to be doing the same thing once you again empty, go non-service back to your. And sorry if I keep repeating myself, just habit. Yep, just pull into there. And congrats, you made it in the yard. Don't worry about curving now. First entrance, and then do NASCAR loop around the yard and pull into any bus bay available. So it's this one right here. Usually this one's open. What? Not you, not you. I was talking to Soul. Yeah, it's just a NASCAR loop and pull in any bus bay. You don't have to pull in the same one that you start at. And I'll wait since Jonathan's real close, we'll wait. Just open your doors and then turn off your bus and hop out once you get into the. No. Stop. Reverse back. We're not TTA. You don't have to do the whole beep when you stop. Hello, whoever joined. Oh, it's Wesley. Pretty sure they do. Just that we don't require it here. Alright, so yeah, once you pull in the yards, this first open gate through the NASCAR loop of buses. The Orion 5, yeah. So if you want to drive it, you have to boost. I'll eventually become available to the public.
Yes, very soon. Is this a bus or subway train?
This is a bus train.
Alright, but I'm joining.
It's over.
Oh god. I'm still joining.
Alright. Alright, yeah. Just open your doors and then turn off your bus. Alright, so congrats, you both passed. Starting with Jonathan, we're gonna start with some mistakes I saw. Jonathan, you missed hazards twice, you curbed once when picking me up, and you missed the turn coming in on the side roads. So that's it. So what I saw was no hazards twice, and you overran the stop, which is technically missing it. So this both gives you a score of 80, which is the passing grade. You'll be ranked in a second. What's your question? When you were stopped at, I believe, Forsythia. Because actually, no wait. It was when you guys. It was both when you're at Forsythia and when you were at MD the first time. Because I had to remind you guys at MD. You'll be ranked in a second. If you have no questions, you can go ahead and leave. What kind of chips you got there?